I'm Lauren Whiteurst. I'm a certified personal trainer and certified nutrition coach.
Hi, I'm Sunni Lippincott. I'm a certified professional life coach and a certified brain health professional. And together we make
Whole Life Vitality. We teach whole life vitality of the mind, body, and soul, bringing the physical, emotional, and spiritual together for whole life wellness. Welcome back, friends.
Welcome.
Today, we are talking about, I guess we've been low.
Yes.
Lots of people have been low lately,
Yeah.
and I think people got excited about post-holidays, New Year's resolutions, and all that. And then there's kind of the lull that happens.
Yeah, after that boost of motivation
And
starts
planning.
to wear off.
All the extra dopamine you get.
And then you're just stuck doing the stuff the goals that you set, and the work comes in, and you realize that it's hard.
It is hard.
And that sometimes it doesn't look the way that you had it written on paper.
The
And
journey
sometimes
is
you
not
mess
as
up.
glamorous as we want it to be.
No, it's hard.
Yeah.
It is hard work. And so it can actually kind of put you in a very low energy. And so we've been talking in previous podcasts on low mood and, thought biases and what to do and things like that. So, and we've talked about this before, but Lauren and I always encourage one another with the things are better than they feel. That's our like pep talk line to one another when one is struggling. We talk it through, and then we always finish it with things are better than they feel. So we wanted to give you guys like here are these measurements for you. Here are 10 ways that you can understand for yourself that things are better than they feel.
Exactly.
Okay.
Brianna Weist, I think that's how you say her last name.
Weist.
Wrote this 101 essays that will change the way you think. And so we have pulled from one of her essays here. It's so good. It's
the ones that really resonated with us and we could kind of apply to our lives.
Yeah. So this is like you said, the 10 signs that you're doing better than you think you are, because you might be feeling like you're really struggling.
Well, compared, with what you're going through right now, if you look at your goals or your aspirations or, what you have planned for yourself, and you just see this vast, like, oh my gosh, I am so far from that.
Yeah.
Then you can feel like you're failing. These are 10 signs that you're not. You're doing better than you think that you are.
Yep. All right. You ready for this?
Yeah. Lay it on me. What's number one?
You paid the bills this month and maybe even had a little extra to spend on non-essentials.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how much you belabored the checks as they went out. The point is that they did, and you figured it out regardless.
Okay. So did you pay your bills this month?
And you know what? There have been moments in my life when we were struggling hard and bills did not get paid.
Yeah.
And that was significantly harder
Oh, absolutely.
than where I am right now.
I went through that as well. We were, my husband and myself, the king and queen of overdraft notices in the mail. We would get those all the time. You overdrafted your account.
And
you
those
overdrafted your
fees.
account. Oh gosh.
They made me despise fees on a way that I don't know that anyone else could ever despise a fee. Like I get physically nauseated when I think about paying a fee now.
It takes me back to that trauma.
Yes.
But did you pay your bills this month? And did you not receive an overdraft in the mailbox?
Yeah.
Like, did you pay the bills? And not only that, were you still in the black afterwards?
Yep. Maybe had a little extra to get yourself a cup of coffee or, enjoy a little treat for yourself at some point over the course of the month. Maybe you're not just completely paycheck to paycheck.
But you're doing better than it feels. And for us, that did not feel good that time of our lives.
Yeah.
But we may not have what we want yet. We haven't reached our goals that Lauren and I have for ourselves, but we are doing better than we were.
Absolutely.
So, very good. Very good point.
All right. Number 2, you question yourself. You doubt your life. You feel miserable some days. This means you're still open to growth. This means you can be objective and self-aware. The best people go home at the end of the day and think, or maybe there's another way.
So you're actually questioning, like, is there something for me? Am I in purpose? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? You're feeling. So you're doing better than you think you are if you are feeling.
If you're feeling miserable,
Yeah.
if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling like this isn't what I want, this isn't what I hoped life would be, because you're recognizing that you have options.
Because, what's truly the worst thing that you can feel, and that's indifference. Because you will not do anything for yourself when you are sitting in indifference.
Yep. If you're not feeling, then you're numb. And they say feeling is being present and numb is being overloaded by all the emotions. Like you've tried to take on too much, tried to process too much. And so you just kind of go stoic instead of being able to. So if you're feeling, then you're able to recognize.
And you can do something about it.
Which is pretty awesome.
That's great.
Yep. All right. You have a job. For however many hours, at whatever rate, you are earning money that helps you eat something, sleep on something, wear something every day. It's not failure if it doesn't look the way you thought it would. You're valuing your independence and taking responsibility for yourself.
That is wonderful. Do you have a job? Do you have a way that you can bring in income?
And let's be fair, even if you're not bringing in income, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're not bringing in income, that is a job, and that is extremely valuable and rewarding.
And it is, you are putting currency into your children's life. So it is a form of currency. It doesn't have to be just money. But, and I tell a lot of people that I coach that, sometimes if you're working towards a goal and right now you can't quit. You can't quit your job to go here because you have to build a little bit more funding. That's totally fine. You should still be thankful for the job that you really don't want to be in while working towards getting to the place that you can have the dream that you want. I said that's still part of the journey. So do you have something that is pouring into you, pouring into other people? So absolutely.
Yeah. And what are you learning in that space?
Yeah.
What are you learning now doing something that you're not very happy doing or you don't love doing? It's not your passion that will ultimately help you do exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because there's so many things that I've been through with, everything that I've experienced, jobs, relationships, otherwise that have led me to here. And I wouldn't want to change them.
Well, they all taught you something, like you said.
Yeah, for sure. All right. You have one or two truly close friends. People worry about the quantity, but eventually tend to realize the number of people you can claim to be in your tribe has no bearing on how much you feel intimacy, acceptance, community, or joy. At the end of the day, all we really want are a few close people who know us and love us, no matter what.
This one you should be really serious about.
Yeah.
Like, we went through that in the early stages of social media, where it was your popularity was based on how many friends you had. Yep. And so you're always like, oh my gosh, that person has like 1,000 friends. And let's not even get into the fact that those people are not your friends, but that is not a sign that you were rich.
Right.
Okay. Truly.
Rich in friendship.
Rich in friendship.
Rich in love. Rich in relationship.
You can be that person who maybe isn't the most popular, of the school or, your workplace or whatever, PTA.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, do you have that one person that you can talk to and say, hey, I just had a really crappy day.
Yep.
And they say, tell me what's going on. What's happening? Or even if just being in their presence, they recognize that you're not okay.
Yeah.
Just from the look on your face. Do you have at least one of those people that brings you soup when you're sick? This one's mine right here. That will pray for you.
Yeah.
That will literally lift you up in prayer, that encourages you, that pushes you to be your best self. Do you, even if you have one,
Yep.
you are rich.
Yep.
in friendship.
I know not everyone has that. And that is something that I have prayed for in the past. I was in a space where I was like, I really want specific friendships. I want them to be really friendships who will build me up, we can encourage each other, who we can pour into each other. And I just got really specific about that.
Yeah.
And God brought me this one.
Well, and I mean, any Sunday school teacher, any good Sunday school teacher will tell you, make a list of even your spouse, like what you desire in a spouse, and pray over that list. If you do not have that person, then make a list of everything that you desire in a friendship and pray over that list. Because you might not have 15 of those. And I will be shocked if you have 15 of those, because I'm talking about real quality friendships here.
I don't think I know anyone
that
has
many?
15. I mean, maybe if you're really close to all of your family members and you have a really big family, but even then, you having that special kind of closeness with more than a couple people would honestly be exhausting.
Yeah. Well, I think, Sex and the City really did that to women, that, it's normal to have, a quadruple friendship where everyone is like always, they're having breakfast together and lunch together and dinner together. And the real world doesn't work like that.
Which, is probably super fun.
Yeah.
But that does not fit my lifestyle at the moment. So
do you have one, at least one, then you're doing better.
And they don't necessarily have to be local either.
No.
Because technology. I mean, we're here talking to you. You could be literally anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And we're still communicating this way. And so I have lots of really great friends that I talk to.
I do too.
Via Marco Polo or text or phone calls.
Yes, all the time.
So that's another awesome technology. All right. You're not the same person you were a year ago. You're learning and evolving. You can identify the ways in which you've changed for better and worse.
Oh, man.
That requires looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
And not just physically looking in the mirror, but actually taking account of who you are now, who you were, and are you getting closer or further away from who you want to be?
Even if it's a small change, like even if it is a small change, are you the same person than you were a year ago?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a drastic, like you had a 40-pound weight loss.
Right.
But I'm talking just maybe a year ago, you were in a severe depression and you couldn't get out of bed. And now you get up and you have a routine, and that's a big deal. So always, I mean, even my husband, because we can get down on ourselves, even being coaches, that, I feel like I should be further along than I am right now.
Yeah.
And just pure vulnerability here. And I had that feeling just recently, and my husband said, "Are you further ahead than you were a year ago?" And I said, "Well, yeah." He said,
and not just a little bit, Sunny, but significantly further ahead than you were a year ago.
I am. I am. It's been a big year.
It has been a big year
for me. It's been a big year. And so, I mean, I wrote a book and, published a book, and I'm not going to do that every year, but, just, did you read a book?
Yeah.
Maybe you read a book this past year.
Maybe you learned something that you didn't know. Maybe you made a friendship that you didn't have before. Maybe you started a family. Maybe you got married. Maybe you started a new job. Maybe you graduated college, or you're further along in your career. But we're always changing and evolving and growing. And it's so good to take those moments and recognize
absolutely
that you are changing and growing.
You are different than you were a year ago.
Yeah. And taking that time and saying, I'm different. Now, have I created some habits that are going to lead me in a direction that I don't want to be? Is a great time to evaluate that as well.
Absolutely.
Because it goes both ways. All right. This is kind of right along that same path, because it says, if you could talk to your younger self, you would be able to say, we did it.
Yeah.
We made it out. We survived that terrible thing. So often people carry their past traumas into their present lives. And if you want any proof that we carry who we were and who we are, all you need to do is see how you respond to your inner child hearing, you're going to be okay, from the person they became.
Oh, that that made me emotional.
I know.
That actually
it cuts
brought
you right to the
that,
core.
That brought tears to my eyes because that is a great one, guys. If you could talk to that person that in the moment said, this is horrible.
Yep.
Like I feel like my life is over. And it sounds dramatic, but if you've been through that, you know. And me being on the, you know, in the midst of the fire with anxiety disorder, I said that. I said, well, you know, my life is over. Like I have to deal with this and I'm only in my 20s. So I've got a long life. This is my cross to bear. I'm going to have to deal with this forever.
This is the thorn in my side.
Yeah. And listening to that, it truly brought tears to my eyes because I could tell that person, you're going to do it. Like you're going to do it. And I did. I put the work in, and I did so much mental and spiritual and physical work on myself. And I did come through it. And I have won that battle against anxiety disorder. And that's just something that, man, if I could tell people, like, you can do it. If you want it bad enough, you can do it. But I would love, like, to be able to do that to my younger self.
Yeah. And we kind of can. You take those moments to reflect, just like you do on yourself a year ago, and you take those moments to reflect and you kind of just sit there in meditation and you tell yourself, you let yourself feel that piece of, we did it.
Yeah. Well,
we're here.
That's gratitude.
Yeah.
It's sitting in gratitude because listening to you say that, gratitude swept over me and it went right to my eyes.
Yep.
Like I had to blink the tears away because when I will reflect on that, there is so much gratitude in where I am now to where I was.
Yeah. It's funny. As you were talking, I was sitting here thinking, I was a really stubborn kid. I mean, let's be fair. I'm a stubborn adult too. And I like to think that I try to channel that stubborn nature into positive paths. But even as a kid, I was always thinking, when I get out of here, when I move on, when I do this, and, you know, very like, I will move past all of these hardships. And I've carried that into adulthood. But there was one thing that I just thought I would never get over. And I never thought I would stop being so angry at having been sexually abused, because I was just so mad. And anytime anybody would bring anything up that triggered it, and I realized that was a lot of any's, but it's true. In this case, those absolutes kind of apply.
Right.
Because it was anytime I would just get so angry, it was all consuming. And I can look back on that now and tell my younger self, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
You're not going to be so mad forever.
You're not going to be consumed.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yes. Yeah. And now people can talk to me about their paths and their journeys and, you know, maybe the abuse that they went through. And I feel empathy and I feel understanding instead of feeling angry. Which is pretty awesome.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. You know how to take care of yourself. You know how many hours of sleep you need to feel okay the next day, who to turn to when you're heartbroken, what you have fun doing, what to do when you don't feel well, etc.
So self-awareness.
Yeah.
So you're in a place of self-awareness. If you have that, then you're doing better than you think you are.
Absolutely.
I know how many hours of sleep that I need.
Like to the T. I mean, you have it figured out down pat.
I know. I need 7.
Yep.
I need 7 hours. If I don't have 7 hours, I'm going to struggle in the morning. I'm going to need a nap of some kind in the afternoon. I'm not going to be my best self. I know what foods I need to avoid that don't make me feel good. I know how I'm going to act at a basketball game around like when I watch my kids play. I know you should probably do the scorebook because it makes you behave. I know all of these things. I have hit a good self-awareness.
Yeah.
If you are in that place, you're doing better than you think you are.
Even if, you know, at the end of the day, I need to sit down with a cup of tea and have a few minutes of quiet. You know, you don't have to understand everything about yourself, but you know, when I don't feel well, then, you know, taking a warm bath makes me feel better.
Absolutely. It relaxes me.
Yeah. So it can be so much smaller than, wow, I really understand myself. Because even if you understand just little bits,
Just a little bit.
then you're doing better than you think you are.
Absolutely.
All right. You're working toward a goal. Even if you're exhausted and it feels miles away, you have a dream for yourself, however vague and malleable.
So we're not talking about like you have to have this every step, like what you're going to do down.
Right.
But you do have a goal that you're working towards.
Yeah.
Even if it's not, like they said, very clear to you, but you are taking steps towards it. Even small wins, you're doing better than you think you are.
And if you have a goal, then that means that you have the ability to dream still, to think past where I am, to realize that there is more, that things can be better. And I think a lot of people have gotten stuck there.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
they said, why bother dreaming? I never get what I want. Why bother trying? Because this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, there's no desire there.
Right.
They're lacking desire.
Yeah. So if you are in that place at all where you are working towards anything outside of where you are right now, you're doing better than you think you are.
Good job.
You're doing awesome. Okay. Last one. You ready for this?
Yeah, lay it on me.
You've been through some crap.
Yeah.
You can look at challenges you currently face and compare them to the ones you thought you'd never get over. You can reassure yourself through your own experience, life did not get easier. You got smarter. And can I say stronger too? You
Stronger.
got smarter and stronger, because
Absolutely.
we do. I love that one. And I heard that recently as well. The life doesn't get easier. We just get better at doing life.
Absolutely.
Because we do. You learn and you grow, and we level up and we level up and we level up. And what happens when you're playing a video game and you level up? It gets harder.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
level after level, it gets harder. And if here we are at 40 and doing all the adulting, and if I took my 20-year-old self and said, okay, now do all the adulting that my 40-year-old self is doing, I would not have been able to.
No.
I would have crawled into a corner and cried.
I mean, you take school. It's such a simple analogy, but you can't skip kindergarten and go to third grade.
Yep.
Like you have to learn how to read. And then that helps you in first grade.
Yep.
And then with spelling, because you learned how to read, now you can spell.
Yep.
And then it just keeps building upon each other. And that's
And
the
it's
way
harder
it is with life.
every
It is
time.
harder.
But
It's harder.
you get to that place when you're ready for it, so that you're mentally and physically able to learn the next thing, to move
Absolutely.
on to the next level.
You've hit growth. Yes. You've grown and you stretched yourself so that, and God has prepared you for the next level. I mean, that's truly what God does. It's not supposed to be easy.
Yeah, what do they say? When things get hard, you're about to level up again.
Yes,
When things get hard,
yes.
you're really pushing through it. You're really struggling. You're like, okay, is this going to happen for me, or is this going to happen to me?
So that's a good sign that you're doing better than you think that you are. When you feel that it's hard, when you feel just really cruddy.
Yep. Yep. As I was thinking about this topic, just for our podcast today, then I, come at it from a personal trainer's perspective, and I thought, sore muscles.
Oh, absolutely.
Sore muscles. We're
Absolutely.
uncomfortable. We might be cranky that we have the sore muscles, but we have them because we're getting stronger.
Yeah. You think about deep cleaning. If you've ever deep cleaned your home, you like even a kitchen, you take everything out of the cupboards and you're going to wipe them down.
Oh my gosh. It
and
gets
then
so
you
much
look
worse.
around and you're like, oh, everything is in upheaval.
Yes.
But if you just keep going through it and you realize all of a sudden you've picked one like cabinet together
And it's
it
beautiful.
looks perfect. And
love
you can
that feeling.
shut it and you can start another one, and you look and you've maybe put all of your spices together and they're no longer like on top of each other or laying down. You can actually see what it is you're trying to, look for.
When I do that, I open the cabinet and I just admire, and then I close it, and then I open it again.
Yes,
and I admire it, and then I close it. I swear I go back to that same thing that I finished like 20 times, and I'm like, dopamine, more
good.
dopamine.
You feel so good.
It feels
and then
amazing.
you get through one room and you're like, I could do this. I can do it
Yeah.
again.
Yes.
It's going to be hard.
Yep.
And it's going to take work, but I can keep doing it.
An
And so-
experience showed you the value of working all the way through it and getting to the end and having that joy at the end.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was great.
That's a good one.
I mean, think about those. Can you look at any of those that we like really reflect on any of those we said, and you're like, yeah, I do have those things. You're doing better than you think you are.
Or what do you use to gauge that you're doing better than you think you are? We would love to hear your examples, what things you are like, okay, if I'm doing this, if I acknowledge this thing, then I know that I'm doing better and things are progressing.
Yeah. Do you have a different one? Like she said,
We
share
would
that.
love to hear it.
Share that.
Yep. So reach out, send us a message. Love to hear your comments and feedback. Make sure that you follow us on all of our social media platforms. Click like and subscribe. Don't miss anything. And
We are on all of them. I got
All of
asked
them.
the other day, are you on TikTok? We're on all of them.
yep.
Just try not to find us.
Wherever you go looking for us, there we are. All right, friends. Thanks so much for showing up today. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.